Alright guys, here's another piece of that gray obsidian, and this one looks to be pretty good quality. There's a big crack in here that scares me, and there's a big dish, but other than that, look how baby this is going to be sharp. Let's get it going. Hey, you guys be nice. We're not going to be fighting already. Okay, where can I get some thickness off on here? Maybe on the bottom right here and shoot one into that. Let's see. I'm gonna really try hard to make sure I'm in frame. Oh, come on, bro. Oh man, this has the snowflake inside of it again, but that almost broke it in half. I mean, that thinned it down. It's not the exact flake I was looking for, but I'll take it. Now how to get that knob off and leave this flat and leave that. That's the tricky part. That's going to be tough. Okay. Ooh, what did I do here, bro? Ooh, that's that natural crack. You can see that oxidation in there. Uh-oh. Yeah, it just separated good. Now I at least have a shot at it. Okay. Alright guys, it's a nice flat piece. It's almost a flat piece with some crunchies. Let's thin it down. There we go. Took half that corner off. Just trying to thin that end a little bit. Hopefully no steppies. Nope, that was good. Okay, so that was a quick thinner. There's a little platform right there. That's a steppy. Didn't hit high enough on the platform. That's another steppy. Damn it. Okay, let's try to zigzag this back. So that peeled a bunch off of that way. Okay, let's just try to zigzaggy. There's another corner peeler. There's another corner. There's another. Oh, there it came off. Got scared there for a second. It's gonna be like a little perfect round disc. Okay, let's keep zigzagging. Get some of those sharp edges off so I don't cut myself. Okay, let's build this edge right here and see if I can peel some of that corner off. I'm dying of heat out here because it's super muggy and humid. It might rain later, and I have to wear a long sleeve because of these darn mosquitoes, so it's no fun. Not here in Arizona. Crunchy a little bit in there, but it did take that nice piece off. I'm sure that'll come out. Woohoo! Sometimes you can use just the corner and get into one of those crevices there and peel a corner off like that. Trying to lose as little width as possible. That's a nasty crunchy right there. I'm gonna have to get that out for sure. Alright, here's another corner. Look at that. There's another corner. Look at that. I just got that nasty piece off, man. There's one tiny little piece of it left there. It's probably gonna come off. Just anyway. Make sure I'm still in frame. Yep. I zoomed way out, and then I'm gonna edit and zoom in when I edit, because man, I'm sorry guys, I've been getting some complaints about the video quality. I've been out of frame a lot, and if you guys can't see what I'm doing, what good is that? So, but I am trying to do like what I see when I'm flint knapping, so that you guys can see the angles and we can discuss different strategies. I'm not an expert, but if something that somebody showed me or something I learned can help somebody cut some of the learning curve off, that's what I'm all about. So ooh, doggies. I didn't think that went at first. Okay. Okay, let's zigzag off the rest of this square edge, and then we got a working biface, man. It'd be really cool to get like a hell gap or some kind of big wide stem point I've been wanting to make. I made a pretty good one the other day, kind of a really ancient looking kind of Neanderthal spear with zero pressure flake, zero antler. It was just all hammerstone, just this little hammerstone. It came out really good, so trying to improve my hammerstone skills. I like the ancient look of some of those with lots of the bifacing work on it, and you know, with those bigger, broader flakes, kind of like how some of the paleo stuff is too. Okay, we might as well try to get some of this cortex off with this thick side over there. And I gotta decide which side's the base and which side's the tip. I want the base thin. Probably this will be the tip. Okay guys, let's see if we can get a little bit. Got a little tiny cut right there. Ooh, look at that. Got into some of that cortex and got a knob off. That's good. Get into this flat edge and shoot one across there, and then that'll naturally come off down there. Just like a high spot there. There we go. Just trying to knock that edge off so I could raise that platform there. Now the platform's over to this side, I can take that high spot off. The overshot flakes frustrate the hell out of me because if you go too far, sometimes you rip off some of the width. But they had some pretty good sized stones they were working with, and when you needed to rapidly thin, I could see how setting up the platforms and literally just removing, you know, entire faces off quickly would have been, you know, why that technology was so popular. And I've done some really good ones and posted some videos with them and stuff, but man, overall I try to just get the flakes to go to the other edge. I'm not trying to peel all the way across because I have limited stone, man, and I end up ruining a bunch of them. Trying to do little overshots and stuff, so. That one did good, but it did a little tiny little hinge thing in there. Okay. Let's go back over here. Back over here. Boy, wasn't that nice, jeez. This copper, man, I tell you what, you can get them little corners sometimes into those tight spots. And just nip a little corner like that. That's really beneficial. Trying to nip little bits away without losing too much width there or break the damn thing. All you're trying to do is get a working edge. Almost got it, guys. Gotta be really careful right here. It's kind of yucky right there. All right. So let's raise this edge. I'm envisioning this obsidian dacite stuff as not very sharp, but I've nicked myself a couple times. It is pretty sharp stuff. I work a lot of basalt and stuff just freehand. Okay. Would you look at that? Woo, doggies. That was a super nice flake. Ooh, that sounded like it shocked the whole piece. Alright guys, think about this, be careful. Okay, that's definitely some high spots here, so let's move this up. Oh, doggies. Look at that thinner, man. That was a beautiful little flake. Let's run one from the tip in. Let's run another one. Stick my finger directly under there for support, and sometimes you can get a nick if that flake comes off. And this little copper, Michigan float copper's putting in some good work here, man. Do I just do a big wide paleo biface, or do I flip it and do the narrow end like the paleo thing with kind of the real wide kind of blunt tip, or what do I do? What do I turn this thing into? I didn't really think about it before I started. Kind of do opportunistic flint knapping, like whatever shape it's starting to take, then I kind of imagine what it closely resembles and then kind of go for that. I do sometimes start to finish, you know, make a certain type of point, but for the most part, most of the time, I just kind of flake, and then whatever it turns into, that's kind of just go with it, the shape. And that's pretty nice for just biface only. Alright, it's coming, guys, it's coming. Little nipper, that was just a perfect little flake, man. Nothing too crazy, just get that high spot off. Let's try to get one into this cortex. Thicken that edge a little bit before I take a strike. It's a little thin, it could collapse. Ah, that didn't do shit. Didn't do shit either. Huh. That must be a soft area right there. Now I kind of left a little island out there. Now how do I get that little... Might be able to pick that out with like a... You know what though, when I pick that out, I'm gonna have a little step thing in there because it's probably stepped and cracked in there, so I might just leave that little baby crack. If it comes out, it comes out. Oh. Okay, you got to be careful with this real heavy copper. You can dish out. The antler's a little more forgiving, but it drives the flakes farther. But man, if those platforms aren't right with this heavy copper, it'll get you. Here we go, that got some of it. Let's try to get into some of this. Now that's pretty high. I think that's at the right angle now. I think I can get that off. Alright, I'm going to try something. I'm going to use the hammers or the antlers. It's a little softer. And I'm going to try a trick. Wrap this in leather so it supports it, it absorbs some of the shock there. Right. There you go. I knew that antler would be able to drive through that. So sweet. I lost a tiny bit of length dicking with that, but that was nice. Watch this symmetry. Got a thick spot here now. Nice. 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 Kind of going for that more blunt tip, but still kind of narrow and sharp. Alright. You could do like a Snyder's or something like that, but there we go. No hinges, and I got a bunch of that thickness off. Okay, so really the only thickness left is just right here at the base. I think I can maybe nip one right here. Yep. Nip one right there. One little high spot right there. Do I risk the copper? I think if I do a little nice little light flake, I can get that off. The copper. Ooh, doggies. That was a little scary, but I got it. There's another thinner right down the center, man. Another one. Alright guys, that's that for the direct percussion, man. That is a nice little biface. Okay, let's bend this real quick. Okay, let's try to shoot one just at that exact angle into that high spot, and I'm going to hit it kind of hard. Kind of up on the edge a little bit. Gotta have your billet first before you set up. Would you look at that? I just ripped that off, man. I left a tiny little, I can probably take one more there. But man, I mean, talk about perfect little flake.